Okay, good afternoon.
Welcome to our Toba Global offices, where the well-being of our team members has been our utmost priority. Especially today, with the delicate situation relating to COVID-19, our team has been diligently putting in place elevated safety and sanitation protocols adhering to the WHO guidelines. We're here to prepare for when our team members go back to the office at 100% full capacity across all 3 locations in the Philippines. For general safety, we always mandate our team members to wear their masks. Our team continuously monitors incoming guests' body temperature before entering our offices. Implementation of safe distancing in all areas will take place. Upon arriving in the office, everyone is required to use our footpath mat to help kill bacteria and viruses on the soles of their shoes. Hand sanitizers will be something our team members can conveniently find in different corners of our offices with high visibility. We have also increased the frequency of cleaning and sanitising of all common public areas, as well as high touch point areas such as doorknobs, restroom surfaces, coffee pot handles or dispensers, and water cooler handles. Additional office amenities such as free disposable masks are also available for your convenience. Employees can dine at ease as all guidelines adhere to strict social distancing guidelines, adapting to the new normal. As the new normal continues to develop, Toba Global is committed to constantly adapting to and implementing new available systems to ensure a safe environment for all of our staff. As always, stay safe, stay awesome.
Shout out to all the job seekers from Clark and Cebu. It's time to join the Toba Global team while staying at home. Hi everyone, my name is Mai and I'm the head of sourcing for Toba Global. I'll be sharing with you our most in-demand job openings here at Toba Global, but first, let me tell you why you should join us. Here's what Chester, a TOA team member, has to say about TOA Global.
TOA is like a second chest. In my past job, I've been with accounting and then nawala ako sa accounting. And TOA gave me an opportunity para makabalik. I'm very happy na ako nandito and kaya nga inspired ako na ngayon na magtrabaho dahil at my age, nabigyan din ako ng opportunity again and salamat po sa TOA.
Now that you know why you should be part of the team, let me talk to you about our awesome job opportunities. Our top openings are for accountants, bookkeepers, admin assistants, and paraplanners. And here are the minimum qualifications. At least 1 year relevant work experience, bachelor's degree holder, and of course, excellent English communication skills, both written and oral. If you have what I just described, then it's time to join us. Send your resumes to careers@toaglobal.com, or you may also apply online at toajobs.com.ph. And by the way, we have gone virtual, which means your interviews will be done online and via phone to ensure your safety and convenience. And that's a wrap. If you have any questions regarding our job openings, feel free to comment below. For now, stay safe and stay awesome, everyone. All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Toba Talks. I'm your host, Marie Cardinata, but you can call me Mai. And if it's your first time to join our TOA Talks live or via replay, please feel free to comment first time here below. Again, just feel free to comment first time here below. So if you're a first time viewer of our live events, then you would love the fact that we have contests in all of our FB live events. So for today's session, you can be one of the winners by simply commenting below your dream job. What is your dream job? Please feel free to share that with us by commenting below. So stay tuned until the end of this FB live event to find out if you're one of the 3 randomly selected Starbucks GC winners. And quick reminder as well, this contest only applies to non-TOA employees. All right, so let's head on to our main event. So for today's FB Live, we have a very important guest, our CEO, Craig Mansell. And to all our TOA team members who know Craig, feel free to say hi. Hi, Craig.
Hi.
Thank you so much for making time to join our FB Live today. We know how busy you are. We can't imagine. And we know that you only squeeze in this event during your work hours. So on behalf of the TOA Talent Acquisition team, thank you.
Oh, look, it's awesome to be here. Like, thank you very much. Very excited to be on the event today.
Right. So before we begin our interview, I have a lot of questions for you, Craig. Please give our viewers a background about your TOA story. And if you can, please share a fun fact about yourself too.
Sure. I guess my story started with my first trip to the Philippines. I came to the Philippines for the first time in 2013. It was actually right at the point that Typhoon Haiyan was actually happening. So it was a crazy time to be there, but at the same time, it was quite eye-opening to see the community come together and just really get a real insights to the country through that particular situation. Straight after that, I started building teams in the Philippines, and I was actually a client of TOA's. So my journey with TOA started as a client, and so I had a team with TOA in the early days, and the opportunity arose for me to then step into the business, and I did that in 2017. At that time, the business was around 700 people. We were mostly focused on Australia and New Zealand. In that time, since I've been leading the business, we've grown from that 700 to just a little under 2,000. We've been able to open offices in the US, in Canada. We opened another office in Cebu. So during that journey, there's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of exciting things to do. There's been some challenges, obviously, with a lot of that growth. There's certainly been some challenges, but it's been a fantastic opportunity to really be able to make a contribution to the accounting industry and to the accountants in the Philippines. I guess I get asked a lot of the time, what do I really love about TOA? That's something that sort of is a common question. And I think for me, it's really about hearing those micro stories of how business has been able to transform people's lives. We cut to that segment at the beginning of the call about, how that opportunity had made such a big difference for somebody in TOA, and that happens every day. And I think that that's something for me that I really love. I love hearing those stories, and we hear from our clients the same thing. So I chose to really join TOA because I felt like they were doing something really positive, and I felt like that was something that I wanted to play a part in. And obviously it was a privilege to be given the opportunity to lead the business in that way. So, and you asked about a fun fact. I'm very fortunate because I'm an avid surfer. I love surfing. And because one of the positives out of COVID not being able to travel means that I get to surf every day. So I live on the Gold Coast here in Australia, and I've been surfing more than ever. So that's something that that's a very good story for me out of what's happening.
Yeah. How often do you surf? Like in a week, how many times in a week?
I would say it's not quite every day, but I try
Uh-huh.
as much as possible every day. And then, of course, on the weekends, it's. I think the challenge for me is because the business is global. It means that I don't actually have a normal work day. I sort of have to connect with folks in different time zones. So sometimes that, I'll be up really, really early, or I'll be up really, really late at night to be able to do those things. But yeah, generally sort of up to at least 5 times in a week.
Wow.
Is what I get done.
Interesting. Well, now that we know Greg much better, it's time to focus on to our main topic for today, which is recruiting and job hunting during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, so many things happen in the recruiting landscape this year.
Yep.
So, Craig, what do you think were the changes made in Toba this year as far as recruiting is concerned?
Yeah, look, I think the recruitment team in our business has probably been one of the real superhero teams within the business, because everything that we did before the pandemic started was all face-to-face, and we had these great environments for candidates to come in and visit us. And of course, we had to change that very, very quickly, and we had to make sure that we still continue to meet the needs of the business, but do it in a safe and effective way. So moving online, obviously, is like we're doing now, and I know that that's been incredibly successful. It was a little challenging in the beginning, but interestingly, through the period of that sort of around from about April through to about August, we actually were bringing in and starting the highest number of people in the business that we've ever had, right? So I think that really speaks to how well we were able to change our process to meet the new environment. And I think that also speaks to the candidate experience, and really focusing in on making sure that candidates felt that it was safe. It was obviously convenient. We weren't asking them to put themselves in a difficult situation to explore great opportunities. And I think for clients, it was the same thing. They had already been doing online interviews and so forth, but they had to get very used to doing interviews from their homes, which was quite different as well, and doing that remotely too.
Right. So what do you think is important for companies like Toa, regarding the recruitment process? So what are the things that we consider?
I think, well, look, I actually, in my previous life, was a recruiter. So I actually I feel very close to the process and really understand. And like everybody, I've been a job seeker too. And I think the important part in all of that is really about understanding the experience. Like what is the most important? For me, it's about creating an experience for somebody that, it can be quite, a bit of anxiety. People can be nervous when you go through that process. But ultimately, for me, I like to sort of think about, if somebody was potentially unsuccessful in getting a job with Toa, I want the experience that they went through to still be a positive experience, and for them in many respects to still have that affinity of it was a great experience. They learned something, and from that they can take that forward into perhaps the next opportunity that might be presented, or they may come back and say, well, I'm ready now to have to take on another opportunity with Toa. So I think it really is about that experience and making sure that that's the most important aspect of what we do.
Right. So we have clients globally, and these are not just clients, or these are some of the biggest and the most innovative accounting firms in the market today. So with regard to this, what do you think do our clients really look for in candidates? Because for sure, job seekers out there would really want to know the answers to this.
Yeah, like I think the important thing to think about here is if you look at the perspective from the client, from the client's perspective, what they're really looking for is somebody that they can take on a journey, and they want to, they want to be able to make a decision that they are investing in somebody and that person is investing in them. There's just as much anxiety on the client side about making a decision as to who is the best person to join their company. And so I think when clients are looking and going through the process, they want to have folks that are very much invested in the success of their businesses, and not potentially just looking for a job. I
Right.
think that's that. And again, we talk a lot internally about, this concept of having a career, not having a job. And, we are working with professionals. And so as a consequence, I think the candidates also are looking for that career. So really for me, and when I was a client, it was the same thing. You really want to make sure that you feel that that person is engaged in your success as a business so that you can really develop them and you can go on that journey together.
Right. I still have not a lot, but a couple of questions
Sure.
for you, Craig. But before we head on to the next set of questions, I'd like to take this time to remind our viewers to ask us anything in the comment below. So don't forget to comment your dream job to get a chance to win Starbucks GCs from us. And we will be randomly selecting 3 winners for today. So back to you. That was quick. What's creating opportunities here at Toba Global?
Yeah, look, I think that's a great question. One of the real positive lessons that we've learned from what's happened this year is that the clients that we had that had teams in the Philippines or offshore teams were the accounting firms that were able to respond the quickest to the circumstances that were happening onshore with their clients, right? So if you imagine for a moment, you're an accounting firm in Australia or America or something like that, you've got a lot of business clients and they are going to be calling these accounting firms to try and understand, what they need to be doing to make sure that things are going to really work out. And what that meant was that the firms, all of their teams were onshore, were dealing with that, but their teams in the Philippines were able to continue to do the work and keep the business going. And really what that meant was that it actually helped our clients really grow because, there was a lot of firms that weren't used to work in a remote setting, whereas, Toba clients, they'd been doing that for a number of years. So they were already set up to work in that way. And so as a consequence, what we've seen a lot of our clients really take that opportunity to grow because they're getting a lot. I mean, I sort of see the accountants as the sort of, I guess, the first responders to the economy, right? So they're the ones that are dealing with the small business community. They're the ones that are having to make sure that folks are, their businesses, the survival of those businesses is in place. And so as a consequence, that really drives the opportunity for us as a business because it means that we can continue to help them succeed. And by doing that, that means that we're growing and that means that we've got more and more opportunity to bring people into the business.
Right. And for sure, a lot of our viewers right now, especially the ones who would like to be part of our team, would also like to know if there are any specific programs that Toba Global is focusing on.
Yeah, sure. So we're rolling programs out all the time, right? So this is something that as a business, we are continually doing things to understand how can we make things better, easier, how can we help people, develop, etc. Of course, during COVID, there were some things that we had to stop for a period of time, but some of the things that we've been able to start doing again and really put into place is we've implemented a tenure recognition program. That was something that for quite some time we've been wanting to roll out. So we've got folks in our business that have been with us for the entire time that the business has been running, right? So 7 years. And so we have programs now that really support the tenure of our employees. And that's by way of additional benefits. It's, there's bonuses and there's a range of other things in there that really recognizes that loyalty and the contribution that people are making. We've also, and this is one that I'm personally very passionate and excited about, is that in the early stages of the pandemic, we had a lot of what I would call heroes, people that went above and beyond their roles, for our clients, people that were working late into the night and a whole range of other things to really make sure that what needed to get done got done. And even folks working for Toba, right, for us in our support area of the business. And so we've implemented what we call the COVID recognition program. And really that's about looking at what are those things that people were doing and that they did do where they put others before them. and really recognizing that, calling it out. Of course, there's an opportunity for us to give people rewards for doing so, but I think most of it's about acknowledging people for the extra effort that they've put in, and then that sort of will morph into a program long term where we'll be able to continue that, but less so related to COVID, more so related to the undeniable behaviors that people are undertaking that really drive the values and the culture of our business. So that's a really big one for me. We also are really, really focused on training and development. So, I think one of the things about accountants is that they're lifelong learners. So they study to be an accountant, or if you're in that general industry, you've got to keep learning. You've got to make sure that you're developing yourself constantly. And so we really want to needs. We're bringing additional training into the business. We're providing international training. So this gives folks an opportunity to really bring their knowledge up to a global standard. It gives them the ability to actually have a place globally with their experience. And so that's what we're very passionate about, that we'll continue to do. And then it's about community outreach. So, there is a lot of people that are going to need more help than ever before. The circumstances that have occurred this year are going to mean that as a business, as a community, we're going to have to really double down on how can we help people? What are some of the things that we can do as outreach programs, and really make sure that we use the capabilities of the business to help people that are less fortunate. And so that's a big focus for us as a business as well.
Right. So my next question would be for our potential job seekers who would be interested in joining our team, right? For sure, they would also have this question in mind, like, why Toba Global? What's in it for them? Why should they join our team?
Yeah, and look, I think that's a great question. I think that maybe I just highlight some of the points I might have touched on already, but I really believe it's about investing in your career more so than a job. I think that's really important. And why would people want to be choosing Toba for that? It's because I believe that, as a business, we're really focused on people. People are really our success, and that is something that we put at the center of all of the things that we do. We can't keep everybody happy all the time, obviously, but we are very, very, as a business, on how to develop and improve people's lives through knowledge and experience. The opportunity that we present for folks that are in the accounting and bookkeeping industry is really to have a career in a global accounting setting, right? Working with some of the businesses and firms onshore that are using, the latest technologies, that are, working with very exciting clients and sophisticated ways of doing things. And I think that that's a great opportunity for somebody who really wants to take their career in that direction. And then I touch on the training. I think we will continue to make sure that if you, and you invest in Toba, we will continue to invest in you, and we'll make sure that we grow you and develop. And I think that's why Toba,
That's a very meaningful discussion, Craig. And thank you so much for sharing all those insights with us. Meanwhile, to all our viewers, this is your last chance to comment below your dream job so you can get a chance to win Starbucks GCs from us. So while we are collating our winners in the background, I just wanted to share with you guys some ways or options how you can join the Toba Global team. So you have 3 options on how to join us. The first one is for you to be able to scan the QR code. That's it was flashed earlier, so there is a QR code. I hope you saw that. You can do this by simply turning on your camera, making sure you're connected to the internet, of course, and scan the QR code. The second way is to email us your CVs to careers@tobaglobal.com. Please don't forget to write FB Live in your email subject. And the last one is, of course, you can visit our website at towajobs.com.ph. So if you have questions, feel free to call or text our hotline numbers that are flashed on your screen. You can see them. So before we announce our winners, let's have this super fun round with Craig. Okay. So, Craig, you have 10 seconds to answer 3 questions.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. What is your best life hack?
Only hang around positive people. It attracts success.
What is your favorite motivational quote?
People overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year, and they underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years.
Share your favorite app on the phone.
The surf app, the one I use for forecasting when the waves are coming.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that was so much fun. Now that we're officially done with our interview, it's time to pick our Starbucks GC winners. And I would like to request for you, Craig, to do the honors of announcing who the winners are.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've got Miguel, Krisha, I think I've got that right, and Dan. I'll give you the last names: Miguel Donoso, Krishna Mamalit, and Dan Gonzalez. So well done to the winners.
Congratulations, guy Miguel Dionoso, the first winner. Next, we have Krisha Lay Mangasi, and the third winner is Dan Gonzalez. Thank you so much for commenting and for participating. We will get in touch with you directly on how you can claim your Starbucks GCs. And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed our FB Live. And again, big thanks to our awesome guest, our Toba Global CEO, Mr. Craig Mansell.
Thank
See you
Lauren.
again for our next FB Live in December. No, not in December. By January, we will be having our next FB Live event. And we will be ending this live stream by showing the step-by-step process on how you can join our TOA Global team. Stay safe and stay awesome, everyone. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.